the results of this are predictably catastrophic, right? The total debt for global debt is it's just skyrocketing to new highs. The U.S. debt keeps going up. And so we're going to head into the big reset at some point. And in one corner will be fiat money. In another corner, which includes CBDC, central bank digital currency, that's another fiat money. Another corner will be gold. And then in the other corner will be Bitcoin. So it'll be a showdown.
Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday Finance. In this video, Max Keiser discuss about Bitcoin. According to Max Keiser, it also seems like the start of a new era for Bitcoin. Max Keiser remembered that the years 20 to 24 were the Michael Saylor called that a pocket of Bitcoin with his big buys of we're now in a new era with Bitcoin and the Larry Finks of the world as Keiser. Look over there at the Middle East. That Saudi Aramco they are a big company with a lot of money. They should get into Bitcoin. These will become the next mega people in sovereign states, and national wealth funds are going to start putting a lot of money into Bitcoin. So it's clear that we should thank Michael Saylor for the great work he did in this new age. We're being born into. Max Keiser think he took Bitcoin out of the trash when he did it. When he first came on the scene, people in the shitcoin world liked the Bitcoin cash prices, and lots of things Max Keiser discussed, so please watch the video to end and share this video and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance. Thanks.
Well, it's definitely a good thing. I think it also heralds like a new era for Bitcoin as we get into this halving. I think from 20 to 24 was the era of Michael Saylor. He defined that epoch of Bitcoin with his big buys of Bitcoin. And now we're entering a new era, the Larry Finks of the world. And I'm looking over there at the Mid-East at Saudi Aramco, is a huge company with a lot of cash. I think they should get into Bitcoin. I think these are going to be the new mega players in the sovereign states and the sovereign wealth funds who are going to start buying big into Bitcoin. So it's this new era that we're entering into. And we should say thank you to Michael Saylor because he did a fantastic job in taking Bitcoin. In my view, he took it out of the gutter because when he appeared on the scene, people were in the shitcoin world, like the Bitcoin Cashes and the Bitcoin's Satoshi Visions and all these other coins and projects and failed nightmares had some agency. People did give them a little bit of play, but when Michael Saylor appeared, and he was so articulate and so brilliant and so aggressive in his Bitcoin position that he really put everybody in the shade, and he did a great job doing that. And he's, I think, really a hero, a Bitcoin hero. Yeah, well, we have the collapse of fiat money. I know the fiat money experiment, which is about 300 years old, and then it got very aggressive in the early 1970s in the U.S. when they went off the gold standard. We went on a pure fiat money world. So the results of this are predictably catastrophic, right? The total debt for global debt is it's just skyrocketing to new highs. The U.S. debt keeps going up. And so we're going to head into the big reset at some point. And in one corner will be fiat money. In another corner, which includes CBDC, central bank digital currency, that's another fiat money. Another corner will be gold. And then in the other corner will be Bitcoin. So it'll be a showdown between these three forms of money to see who wins. And I think the smart money is on Bitcoin. Certainly fiat money is going to lose. I think gold is also in the process of being demonetized by Bitcoin. Gold is very sluggish in its price action because of Bitcoin. It's being demonetized by Bitcoin the same way gold demonetized silver. Yep. Gold is being demonetized by Bitcoin. So it's never really going to catch up at this point, and it'll go to effectively to zero against Bitcoin. I mean, there'll still be a price for it, but it'll be effectively zero.
According to Max Keiser, at some point, we'll do the big fix, and fiat will be in one corner. There is money in another corner, which includes digital cash from the CBDC. There it is again. Fiat money, there will be gold in one corner and silver in the other. Bitcoin will be in the corner, so it will be a battle of these three types of a lot of money to see who wins. And Max Keiser think the smart money is on Bitcoin. It's going to lose money. It looks like gold is also about to lose its value as money because of Bitcoin. The price of gold moves very slowly. This is because Bitcoin is demonetizing gold. It's like how gold demonetized silver. Gold is being demonetized by Bitcoin. It will never really catch up, and it will be worth nothing compared to Bitcoin. Let's back to the Max Keiser interview.
Oh, right. Well, Volcano Energy is a new startup here in El Salvador. It's a $1 billion startup. It's a unicorn right here in El Salvador. And we are in the business of solar, wind, and geothermal energy mining, and with an emphasis on geothermal that will be rolling out more aggressively over the next few years. And so El Salvador has aspirations to be completely energy independent and to be an energy powerhouse and to be a Bitcoin powerhouse and to grab a significant portion of the global hash by tapping into our volcanoes, right? We use the model of Iceland. We're very familiar with Iceland and their geothermal Bitcoin mining operations. We've been following that for many years, and we kind of took that knowledge here to El Salvador. The company was started up just less than a year ago, and it's really hit the ground running, doing very, very well. And you should just continue to see some good positives coming out of Volcano Energy. Well, Bitcoin triggers public mental breakdowns, nervous breakdowns. Nassim Taleb had a very public nervous breakdown in the face of Bitcoin. Jamie Dimon is having a very public nervous breakdown. If I were the board of JP Morgan, I would be concerned because he seems to be mentally incapacitated and should not be on the board. He should not be running that company. And we see some other examples of executives who, look at Jim Cramer. He's obviously been transformed from being just reliably unpredictable and inconsequential to being an outright publicly melting down clown by Bitcoin, right? So this is what Bitcoin does. It separates the wheat from the chaff. It's a great divider. Bitcoin's not for everybody. It's like in the Bible that says the path narrows. You have to constantly be working on yourself to be your moral, your ethical, your own. You have to work on yourself constantly to keep up with Bitcoin because Bitcoin is perfect money. If you don't put the work into keeping yourself cleansed of fiat money and all the nonsense, you will be destroyed by Bitcoin. And we say that Bitcoin is kind of like the Ark, and El Salvador is like the Ark, and that not everyone's going to make it. And the gene pool may not have Jamie Dimon's family in it anymore because they have made themselves extinct by going with the wrong, they've taken the wrong, they've hard forked themselves from humanity, which is maybe great for us because we don't want those genes in the gene pool going forward. They're too stupid. He's just too stupid. That's the bottom line, is that he's a guy who is achieved his success by essentially he should definitely have imposter syndrome for real. He's an imposter. Yeah, he's like a Don Quixote figure chasing windmills.
Jamie Dimon, that is.
Jamie Dimon. He's like a Don Quixote figure chasing windmills with his poncho, a comical sidekick, whoever is the vice chairman of that albatross nightmare failed bank. And, so it is comic, right? We read Don Quixote because he's a tragic tragic figure. And this is Jamie Dimon has become a tragic comedy. It's tragedy because he's emblematic of a dying empire of the U.S. dollar and America. But it's also comic because he's taking on a foe that he can't possibly ever have any impact on, and that would be Bitcoin. So we have to take it in that context and get a good laugh at Jamie's expense. And a lot of people fall into that category. And, we're at an interesting point in history where the cycles are turning. We also say that if everyone believes in the fourth turning and that these the world revolves around these huge cycles of good and bad, that as the world in general is entering into a fourth cycle negative period, actually El Salvador is the first one out of that cycle. It's actually now in a high growth period. And we say that it's leading the world in this way, that the new Statue of Liberty is a volcano in El Salvador. El Salvador has become the place to be if you want economic freedom, if you want freedom of expression. If this is El Salvador is the new America in terms of it, the mindset that America used to represent is now only found in the whole world. It's really only found here in El Salvador.
According to Max Keiser, this is like the Bible verse about the way arrows. You have to keep working on yourself to be your morals, your ethics, and you have to work on yourself all the time to keep up with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is great money. If you don't work to stay away from fiat money and all the other crap that comes with it, come down because of Bitcoin. And we say that Bitcoin is like the Ark, Salvador is like the curve, and not everyone will make it. The gene pool might not have Jamie Dimons. There are no longer any family members in it because they've broken away from humanity because they did something wrong, which may be good for us. If you learned something from this video, then please like this video and subscribe our channel, Everyday Finance, and we will meet in next video. Thanks.